Welcome to my art channel. Thanks for stopping by to make some art with me. For more free art lessons, you could press the button below and subscribe right there on that red button. And I will see you really soon. Let's get to making some art. Bye-bye. Hey guys, welcome. Today we are going to be doing some Keith Haring inspired pop art designs. Keith Haring was actually an artist that was very popular in the 1980s, and he started his artwork as a graffiti artist, drawing in subway stations, and then he became very well known after that. So his artwork is very simple, cartoony, fun lines, and we're going to first learn how to draw some of his iconic symbols that he uses, and then we're going to put it together in a 3D type of picture. So you are going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, scissors, pencil, markers. If you don't have markers, crayons or colored pencils are fine. And you're going to need 6 strips like this. This is about 3 inches by 1.5 inches. We'll need about 6 of those to make our 3D part. And we'll need a glue stick. And I think we're ready to go. So to begin, you're going to grab 1 piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to show you how to make these symbols that he uses, or has used in his artwork. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to draw is this guy. His figures, his person figures were very popular in his artwork, and Haring used to use multiple figures doing different kind of things, dancing and jumping around and being on, standing on top of one another. Some of his other really popular figures was the barking dog, and I'm going to show you how to draw the barking dog and also the dancing dog. Oftentimes you might see his dolphins and his UFOs, and he had many other elements that he used in his artwork, but these are the ones that we're going to work with today. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to draw is this guy right here. And I'm going to turn my paper, I think, upside down. I'm going to have to work upside down. To draw the basic Keith Haring figure, we're going to start with a circle, but that's not fully closed, kind of like that. And that's going to be the head of our figure. And from there, we're going to draw 2 lines, and they're going to just curve a little into each other, something like that. And it's okay that they're not perfectly curved into each other. From here, we're going to make the hands, which are very simple and just, they don't have fingers, they're just like this. And then from here, we're going to draw the body, which will come straight down, maybe curve in just a teeny bit in the middle, like so. And then we can add the top of a foot here and the top of a foot here. And we'll do the bottom of the feet and just the legs going up. And that's your basic Keith Haring figure. And the next one we're going to do is this guy that is standing upside down. So I'm going to show you how to do it upside down, but he could also be turned around. And when you're doing our artwork, putting it together later on, that's something you might want to consider. He can be standing on his head. He can be standing either way also. So for our guy that is kind of standing on his head, we're also going to start with that head, which is a circle that's not closed. And then from, say, the middle of his head, we're just going to put 2 little lines out on either side. And that's going to start, that's his shoulders, and then we're going to put a line up on either side, like so. We're building his arms. And then his hands are kind of just like that. From here, we're going to do some lines that are a little bit on an angle because he is standing on his head and holding his weight up. And then we're going to do the bottom of his arms. From there, the way he is standing on his head, we have one leg that is completely extended. So we're going to draw a straight line and then the top of his foot. And the other leg is slightly bent, so we're only going to draw a straight line about halfway down. And then we're going to draw a short diagonal line because that's going to be the bend in his knee. And then bring that line down for his leg and then the top of his foot. Let's make the bottom of his feet on both sides. And then on the inside, we're going to just draw 2 angle lines and then connect them. Now, one thing you see very often in Keith Haring's work is he uses these little lines here that are like movement lines. And they show that maybe he's, even though this guy is standing on his head, that maybe he's wiggling a little bit. So the next thing we're going to draw is, let's draw our dancing, barking dog over here. So to draw the barking dog, let's start with his head, and we're going to start with 2 triangular shapes that are enclosed, almost like the letter M. From that M, you're going to just make a short little line like that. Another short line, and another line that matches that. Then we're going to make an angled line here. So in here we have almost a rectangle. In here we have a bit of a triangle. And I'm going to turn this line into part of a rectangle. They're just not closed, like so. And so we have, from here we're going to make the dog's body. This is his head, where he would be barking from. And so now we're going to make his arms. So we're going to go straight out. Then we're going to come up and make a little curve. That's his hand. Underneath the curve, we're going to make a straight line. And then we're going to make another straight line following the angle of this line. Like so. From here, we're going to make a short line. This is going to be actually his stomach. And if you notice in this picture, his leg is bent because he's dancing. So to do that, we're going to bring the next line almost up into the leg, leaving just a little bit, almost up into the arm, just leaving a little bit of an opening. Because his leg, this leg is going to be bent really high up. And then we're going to draw another line down, and this is actually his knee. And let's do the foot here. Then we're going to draw a line that's going to match this, going straight up. And then this line, next line, is the bottom of his thighs, going like that. From here, we're going to do a tiny short line like that, and then a longer line going down. This is his back leg. We could do his foot. And then we're going to match this line over here. We're going to draw the same line. And then we're going to draw the back of his body, like so. Just a little curved line like that. Next, we are going to draw his arm, which is kind of swinging out in the back here. So we're going to start by making a V shape, like so. Then we're going to do a little rounded shape, because that's going to be his hand. A straight line. And then we're going to take this line and connect it back to his ears. So there you have your dancing dog. The next thing we're going to do is we'll do over here, we'll do the dolphin. So the dolphin starts as one curved line like that, and its curves going upwards a little bit. And then we're going to make kind of like soft, narrow, like sideways U shape, I guess you can call it. And we're going to make two of those, and this is the mouth of the dolphin. Now the bottom of the dolphin, we're going to make a curved line this way. And then we're going to curve it in this way. And we could add his flippers on the bottom, like so. And a circle with a dot in it for his eye. And if you notice in this picture, the dolphin is kind of making his dolphin squeaking sounds, so you can make those lines just like that. And he's also jumping up in the air, so we can make some movement lines like so. Another element that you'll see a lot in Keith Haring's work is the UFO. Right here. So we're going to draw the UFO, and that's going to start with almost like an upside down bowl shape. And then you're going to take that shape and draw a slight curved line to connect it. And once you've made that line here, you're going to make another line in here, like so. Within here, you're just going to make some vertical straight lines. And now we're going to make an oval line, an oval, and we're going to start it just right up here, and it's going to end right here. Like so. And at the bottom, we're going to make a little rectangle. And in that rectangle, we're going to do some more of those lines. And we're just going to add little indentation lines into that UFO. And often the UFO has lines coming down from it in his work, like that. The next thing I want to show you how to draw is the barking dog, which is a really popular Keith Haring character. And we're going to start again with those triangles that end up looking like an M. And from there we're going to do a little rectangular shape sticking upwards, like so. And then another one like that. From there we're going to come down and we're going to make a longer rectangle. I hope I said rectangles here, not triangles, for his mouth. Now we're going to do his legs, and they are also rectangles, like that. And we can do a line across, and we're going to make 2 more rectangles. And this last one, we're going to come all the way up. And we're going to make his tail. And now we're just going to connect the tail to his ears. And there you have your barking dog. And he has lines coming from his mouth like that to look like he's barking. And there's one other character, I didn't put it on this sheet, that I like to do that's really cute. And it starts with a square. Like so. And then in the square, you're going to do like 3, it almost looks like arched windows. Like that. And then within those windows, you're going to come down and make these little arches that you can color in with black ink. These are actually going to be the eyeballs of this character, like so. We're going to make some eyebrows on top of each eye. And then we're going to do this funny nose, which has 3 bumps, like that. And then we have the mouth, which has a row of teeth. And we have some lines coming up, smile lines. And then we have the bottom, like so. And that's another character that you see often in Keith Haring's work. Now that we have all our characters that we're going to use for our art project, I'm going to change my lens back and then we'll color these in. So I'll be right back. Okay, that was fun drawing Keith Haring figures. So now what we're going to do is we're going to color these in. And we're going to use really bright poppy colors. So I'm going to use my markers, and you can use markers, crayons, color pencils, whatever you have. And I'm going to color each one a different color. And when we're finished coloring, we're going to cut these out. And we'll start working on the rest of our picture. So I'm going to use the brightest colors that I have. I'm going to use blues and reds and pinks and yellows and oranges, things that I've seen often in Keith Haring's artwork. Once you've colored in all the elements on your paper, you can go back with a black marker and just do the outlines. I had drawn mine already in black ink so you could see it, but if you drew it in pencil, you should go over it because the style of Keith Haring's artwork was that it was outlined in black marker and very bold, bright colors. So now that I have everything colored in, I'm going to cut my pieces out. And I'm going to cut them out right on that black outline because I do want to see that black outline. And here's my one little guy. And when we get to our putting our picture together, he can go in so many different directions. And you can make more than one of these. So just take your time cutting out each piece. And if you feel you need to stop the video, pause the video just to catch up, feel free to do that. Here we go. And as I'm cutting them and putting them out, I'm just kind of thinking about how I might want to, arrange them on my paper. And I am actually cutting off all these movement lines and the sound lines that we did. I'm going to cut those off because I could always redraw those on the background of my picture, but I did want to show you how to draw them when we were doing the line drawings before. But you can cut them off, or you can leave them in. It's your decision. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our strips and make them into these little squares. And what these squares are going to do is we're going to glue on our pieces, and that's what's going to give our piece that three-dimensional quality. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside. And you're going to need 6 of these strips, and you are going to fold them in half. Then you're going to open them up, and you're going to fold this end into the center, like so, and this end into the center. And then if you open it up, you would have made a little square. And if you have some Scotch tape or any kind of tape, you could just tape these closed. Like that. And we're just going to make a couple of those, 6 to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to fold it now this end to the middle, to that fold line that I just made, and then this one. And I'm going to tape it closed. Fold it in the middle, then bring your ends to that middle line that you made. Like that. And then when you open it up, it will form a square. You're going to fold it in half. And fold either side to that middle crease. Don't forget to tape it closed. You don't really have a good edge to glue it closed, so it's easier to tape it closed, and any kind of tape is fine. And our last one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these onto the back and then give them a few minutes to dry. I'm going to use my glue stick and get a nice blob of glue going. I'm going to press that on to the back like so. Make sure it's on there well. And then I'm going to put it aside to dry and go on to my next one. This is how we make our little guys pop up. sure you press it down firmly. Give those a few minutes to dry. The glue stick dries very quickly, so the next thing we're going to do is create the background. And the backgrounds that you see in the Keith Haring work are all different designs, patterns with lines, mostly different types of lines, zigzag lines and straight lines, curvy lines. So you're going to take a black marker and you're going to fill out your whole page with different patterns. And it doesn't have to be in straight lines. It could be something, for instance, like lines coming out of the corner, and then you're going over those lines with a zigzag line. So feel free to just really have fun with the patterns and see what you come up with. And we're going to fill the entire page. So I'm working not just in lines, but I'm also going to be working with things popping in. And I'm going to do a lot of repetitive line work, which you see a lot in Keith Haring's work. And I'm just trying to remember some of the things that I've seen in his work recently to create my own patterns, something like that. And I'm going to keep on going and filling out that background, all with the black marker. And I'm just going to do different patterns in different parts of the paper. And I'm going to fill in as much of this white space as possible. And keep going around and filling it in different areas. Okay, and I think I'm pretty much set here. I've got a lot going on in this background. It's very, very funky. So now I just have to decide how I want my paper. Do I want it this way, which is the portrait setting, or do I want it this way, which would be called a landscape setting? And I'm going to just play around with all my little figurines and see how I want to put them. I don't want to make it random. I really want to think about how I'm going to put these pieces together. And so I am just playing around with them right now. Oh, I think I like that. Okay, I think I have it set up the way I want it. Now I'm just going to go back with my glue stick and start gluing the pieces onto the background. And our background is the paper with all the different line designs on it. And don't worry if your glue is showing, because it will dry clear. This one I want to make sure, because I want it to look like the dancing dog is actually stepping on this guy's hand, so I have to just make that really close there. Okay, let's see what we have here. I'm going to actually stick my pencil in here to try and make sure that these are down. I can't get my finger in all of them. Here we go. What a fun piece this is. So bright. And here we have our Keith Haring inspired pop-up. I hope you enjoyed making this. I had a lot of fun, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.